night, a pair of jeans that fit just right, and the radio.
Sarah, you went higher that time. I like it. Mixing it up.
Well, I always have to, you are wearing the headphones, so you're the one that gets to hear it. So I feel like I'm just going off of whenever you start.
Right.
So people probably think like, wow, Sarah's like not on point.
I should record you doing that so I can see what it's like without the music in my ear. Because that's got to be weird to do.
Like watching you to know when to chime in to sing.
Yeah, I'm not good. You know, like it's hard to match tones to me. I'm not a good singer.
Right.
Good to see you, Sarah.
Good to see you.
Everybody, you're listening to another awesome, amazing episode of the Fried Pod.
Fried Pod.
Cast. Yeah, we're gonna work on the new logo maybe for Tide Pod's Fried Pod situation.
I think it should just be like, it should just say Fried Pods.
Fried Pods.
But it's the same Tide.
Maybe the same logo as Tide.
Yeah. So people think it says Tide Pods, but it says Fried Pods.
Boom. There it is.
Yeah.
Get on that, people, and send it to us on Facebook or Instagram, whatever you got. And we're out there. Sarah, you're on all that stuff.
I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's Sarah Tiana, Sarah with an H.
Yep.
Tiana with a Tiana.
And I am just John Reap at everything, JONREEP.
Mm-hmm.
I follow you. I'm a fan. I'm a Sarah Tiana fan.
I follow you too. We were talking about you in Tampa this last weekend, and you took some funny pictures with your old headshot.
I like doing that. I'm starting to do that. I'm going to try and do it to every club where my headshot's already hanging up and do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I have that many clubs where my picture's up.
I'll take them. I'll take your headshots with me. And I'll just just sneak them up there.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
That'd be what we could do. You should take pictures of me. Of my headshot with you standing in front of it, and I'll take pictures of me in front of your headshot.
That's a good idea.
Teamwork.
Yes, you'll have to take way less pictures. That'll be nice.
Well, like I said, I'll just take them in there, just put it up on the wall.
Well, it's also funny, like, people have me sign the headshot before I leave, and then I'm like, the picture that they always get printed out, I'm like, this is the oldest.
How do they choose?
Like, I'm not, some of them, sometimes I won't sign it because I'm like, this is the oldest picture.
Right.
So if you print me out a new headshot, I will sign this, but I don't want, y'all just started booking me. I ain't going to start acting like I've been here.
I mean, you're pretty. See, like I am not. So there's a lot of bad pictures of me out there, and I hate them.
I disagree, John.
Thank you.
Respectfully disagree.
Handsome.
Yeah.
Well, I've been losing weight. I've been working out.
Yeah, you take a lot of pictures at the gym too.
I've been. Yeah. Is that getting too much?
No.
I think
it's inspiring.
As a lot of guys, as a guy myself, I hate it when dudes start doing too many gym shots, and now I'm turning into that dude. But I don't care.
Well, you can go through and count and see. Like, you get one a week.
I'm trying to prove to my family that I am still working out. That's kind of what I'm doing. It's like a little proof situation. Keeps me honest too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I started running on the beach.
Oh, you did?
Running down the beach. I run on the...
because your new backyard is the beach.
Yes. So I'm about 6 blocks from the beach. So I take Maverick for a run in the mornings, and it's great. I started listening to books on tape, and...
That's awesome.
And now that's like the only time I can listen to the book. I won't listen to it in the car or anything.
When you're running on the beach... Do you go shoes or no shoes?
Oh, so I'm not running on the sand.
Gotcha.
I'm running on the...
Because I know you hate sand.
The bike path.
You're not a sand fan.
I don't like sand, so I will not be running on the sand.
Okay. So on the sidewalk close to the beach. Gotcha.
Yes, on the sidewalk close to the beach. Also, dogs, I think, aren't allowed on the beach.
Oh, is that right?
Or maybe they're not allowed off leash. I don't know.
Right. There's certain beaches where it is an all dog beach, though.
Oh, yeah. The dog beaches are really fun. Maverick loves those.
Okay. Now, when you were at Tampa last, speaking of beaches, Tampa has a beach.
Yes. So I done side splitters one time, and I don't know if they'll ever have me back because I show up and they take me to the condo. Now, do you stay in the condo?
I've never stayed in that condo. This last trip was the first time I laid eyes on it because Dusty was staying there, and I went to pick him up and went to go see a movie. So other than that, this trip, and I've been going there for over 10 years.
And you've never had to stay in the condo?
I always stayed at a hotel. Yeah.
Holy cow. Okay, so I show up, they take me to the condo, which is out in the middle of nowhere. So it's like, well, and I don't have a car, so
it's not walking distance to the club.
No, it's not even walking distance to get something to eat.
Right.
So I'm like, wow, this is really out in the middle of nowhere. But I'm like, whatever,
Kind of looks like an old folks community, maybe.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
And I walk in and I'm like, oh no, like this is A, very old, B, not very clean.
Right.
I guess the owner lives there sometimes, or he keeps his stuff there.
Yeah,
Because
right.
there was shit
Storage.
all in the closets, and none of the doors closed properly, and none of the blinds closed properly to even to close it, so like people couldn't even look in, so that there was some privacy.
Oh,
and
no.
I was like, oh my God, I'm not. And I called my agents, and I was like, I hate to be this person, but I cannot stay here because
you might get a disease.
Yeah, I don't feel comfortable and safe. You
Yeah.
know, and I'm out in the middle of nowhere, and I don't feel like I have any privacy.
Yeah.
It's different when you're a woman too. There's a entry on. The windows weren't closing properly, so I don't know. It just didn't feel like a safe situation. It's like staying in a hotel. Like I won't stay in a hotel now where the doors are on the outside.
Right.
They need to be on the inside.
Sure, like enclosed. Yeah, not a motel, an actual hotel.
I feel a little bit safer for them having to get past the
I
desk.
totally get it, and I agree with everything you're saying.
Okay.
Yes.
So I just always hate feeling
No,
like a
you don't want to
diva.
sound like you're complaining, but
Right.
but hey, come on, man.
Yeah.
I'm a human being here.
I know. I'm like, I'm not. Yeah. So, and I'm not 20 years old and like able to just like handle it anymore.
Right.
Like I'm used to staying in anyway.
Sure.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll just deal with it tonight, and I'll get a new hotel tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
So I get out of the shower, and I'm walking around with a towel, and the feature act comes in.
Oh, boy.
And I was like, what?
You got a roommate.
Yeah, this guy I've never met before as a man.
What? Oh.
Never met him. And he's like, oh, hey, I'm staying here too. And I was like, oh, well,
That
okay.
is scary.
So I'm
I
like,
couldn't imagine as a girl that's scary, but even for me, if I'm walking around vulnerable in my towel and some dude's
Yeah.
just behind me,
just walks in.
Just
is
walks
like,
up,
hey, I'm
hey.
working with you, and I'm going to live with you. I'm your new roommate. And like, I've just a roommate in general. Like
Yeah.
even me and you, if we had to stay in a condo together, I'd be like, wow, that's real close quarters. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if I could do that.
no, I get it.
And so, I pitched a fit.
Yeah.
I went and got my stuff, and I like.
Did you just go get your own room, pay for it, and say, I'm out
Yeah.
of here? Not even worry
So I
about it?
lost a lot of money that weekend.
Yeah.
And I was really upset. And they were nice to me finally by the end of the weekend because they could tell that my comedy was good,
Yeah.
But I think had I not been a funny comic, they would have just like,
all right, you're lost.
yeah. I think they gave me an extra $100 towards a hotel,
Man.
which was like.
Well,
Yeah.
it
It was a real
doesn't
tough
surprise
situation.
me of that area. I have been going there for years.
Yeah, it doesn't
And-
surprise you of that club, or
Yeah. The
Yeah.
owner, who's owned it for many years, he's quite a character.
Yeah, I met him for like the first or second night.
We've sort of become friends, but it was tough at first.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know if I've told you this story, but when I first started doing stand-up, I mean, I made videotapes of myself, and I sent them to every club.
oh yeah, you told me that.
And I had a system where I call them up, and check, did you see the tape, blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy, after calling him for months, never called me back. Finally picks up the phone. He goes like, when I called, he goes, yeah, I saw the tape. Your comedy's not going to work here. And hung up. And I was like, oh, I was devastated,
Yeah.
So then years later, now I'm at Montreal. I do well. He goes, hey, I should get you at my club. I'm like, I so bad want to say my comedy's not going to work there. But I'm like, okay, I'd
Yeah.
love to do your club. And so I've been going there for years, and I've never really told him that about that he did that to me, because why? I'm
Right,
there
yeah.
once a year, so I'm not gonna burn a bridge or anything. But so it doesn't surprise me,
Yeah.
that coming from that. But yeah,
Well, I had a good time. I did the radio.
and he's about to sell it, by the way.
Oh yeah.
He's about to sell it to the younger guy, a guy named BT, who I love. He's a real tall dude.
Oh, the manager.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's great.
He's going to be the new owner.
Oh, good.
So maybe it'll, regime change will change things
I
up.
hope so. Yeah, that guy. Everyone was like, he's the best. He's the coolest, and he like would not talk to me. And I was like, man, maybe he's like just mad at me because of the hotel thing. But then he definitely I think it was just like a really stressful, weird weekend, and because that Thursday night, the Patriots were in town, it was a tough weekend, and then there was a lot going on that weekend.
Tampa's
he ended up being real nice to me. At the end.
He's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
and his wife's real cool. Leslie, who works there, she's like 4'1" and he's like 8'3", so it's funny to see them together. But speaking of crazy condo situations, I tell you the one where I had to work with this guy named Chestnut.
No, you haven't told me about Chestnut, which sounds like,
isn't it great?
I mean,
it sounds like an SNL character.
You have some friends with some great names.
Oh, I don't know this guy.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't say he's a friend. We don't talk, but this is how I met Chestnut.
Okay.
So I am working in Little Rock, Arkansas, and I am staying at a condo, which is a house. You know, it's like it's actually a house with its own yard and driveway and garage. So I get there first. I get the keys. I walk around the house and because this is pretty neat. I got this whole house to myself, and I was my girlfriend was going to come stay with me. We were going to have a fun time playing house.
Yeah,
like
sure.
in a house, right? And wasn't that bad? You know, wasn't as crappy as that condo you were saying. This one's okay. So I thought, well, I'll clean this up and it'll be fine. You know. Well, then I found out later that the feature act was going to stay there. I'm like, I didn't know he was going to stay. So I just bit the bullet, got my own hotel room. You know, I didn't even bring it up to the club. I just said, I'm just going to go get a hotel room. And then, thank God I did, because later that night, I meet the Chestnut.
The Chestnut.
And he's one of these guys, he's a black guy, probably about 30-some years old. He has a weird way of talking. I couldn't understand hardly anything he was saying.
You couldn't?
No, I couldn't.
Was he in his country or?
Country, kind of like, I don't know, a little bit of like Lavelle Crawford-esque in the way that he delivered. Like, you ever talk about a time you're coming around outside of me?
Is he a fat guy? Because sometimes fat guys talk like they got marbles in their mouth, you know?
No. In fact, he was the opposite of that. And he told me he was an ex-crackhead.
Cool. That's always a fun thing to bring up. Yeah.
So I hear, oh, you're still a crackhead.
Yeah, I know. Is there such thing as an ex-crackhead?
Right. So maybe he's
sure
on the wagon or off. Who knows? But I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I'm like, what? You know, I don't have to live with him. That's fine. Now, we like to bust balls. We're comedians. We're all fraternity brothers. That's how I kind of look at it. So he goes up there, and my crowd's like, what the fuck is this? Like, they can't understand him. But they're kind of laughing out of politeness, you know. And so I go, it's my turn. I go, ladies and gentlemen, give it for Chestnut one more time. Don't forget to get a DVD on the way out. And they are subtitled, you know, like that. And so he was sitting with my girl at the time, and he didn't like that at all. He started talking shit about me to her. And then...
Does he know that she's your girlfriend?
Yeah, he's just being a douche.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't know any of this because I'm on stage. You know, so I don't hear any of this. I just found out later. Came off stage. She goes like, I'm not going to be here the rest of this weekend if that guy's there. I go, what happened? Well, he started running his mouth. And then when he put his jacket on, put his hand through his sleeve, his fist like hit her in the chin. Like he made it look like he was putting his jacket on, but he kind of like punched her in the face. I didn't see any of it. Otherwise, there would have been fisticuffs.
Yes.
But I had to put my foot down. You know, I told the club, I'm like, well, there's two options. Either I'll be here tomorrow and he won't be, or he'll be here and I won't be. So
your decision.
That's the only time I had to fire a guy. Yeah. Yeah.
You had to crack the chestnut. He was on crack.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
So that was not a fun time. I haven't been back to that club either. So
oh, yeah.
I don't know if it was me, the chestnut, or the condo situation.
Yeah.
But
I mean, honestly, like the worst condo that I've ever been in was the Comedy Store condo in La Jolla.
Oh, yeah.
And
have you been back since? I know they just were.
Oh, yeah. They've renovated it, and it's a lot nicer now. And I stay there when I go because that's part of the deal. But, you're only there for one night, really.
That place has been through some shady history as well.
One time I opened the microwave door. I was going to microwave something.
Right.
And so many flies flew out at me. Which means
some dead meat in there.
Something was in there that grew maggots, and the maggots turned into flies.
Oh my God.
Wow. And I told the owner or the manager, Ryan, I was like, do not clean that. Burn it,
Right.
And but I think they had renovated it a few years ago, but now I think they redid the kitchen and everything and the bathrooms, because the bathrooms and the kitchen were still like pretty.
Okay, well that's good to know. I'm going back there, and last time I was there, I was staying in a hotel because they were working on the condo.
Oh, good.
So I'm looking forward to going, because that location is the best.
Oh man, it's so great. It's right on the water. It's on the beach.
Right on the water, and it's like, I mean, I wonder how much that place would go for. I mean,
well, now it's got to be at least $1 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they probably bought it for less than $100,000 back in the 70s.
I mean, this was the same condo, ladies and gentlemen, that Robin Williams stayed at, Sam Kinison.
Yeah. When I first started staying there, the furniture was wicker.
Yes.
It was the same furniture that's in the club now that you sit in the lobby, with the, so in the lobby they have these like.
The awesome flower pattern.
Yeah, it's like Hawaiian flowers on this like wicker furniture, and like everything made you itch.
Yep.
Everything kind of itchy.
Yeah.
I would bring my own blankets, my own towels, everything. I wouldn't touch anything in that condo.
Yeah, it was pretty nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would always, it would be like like when I first was going down there, you'd have to sleep on the couch because the guest room has 2 beds, a twin and a full. So the featurette got the full, and the opener, the MC, got the twin.
Right.
But I didn't want to share a room
then
with
there's
the
that
dude.
headliner room.
Yes.
But so there's basically 3 beds, and then there's the couch. But yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
Having to bunk. I thought it was just 2 twin beds next to each other in that one room.
No, one's a full. They've really made it fancy.
Good Lord.
But yeah, other than that, I've been very lucky with condo experiences.
Now, speaking of just following you on social media and whatnot, I saw that you were at some pretty cool looking baseball games or basketball games.
Both.
What you?
I know.
I'm so jealous.
Well,
Where were you? Where'd you go?
I'm a sports nut, but so I went to Boston because
that's right. I'm saying that.
Yeah, the Braves were playing at Fenway, and a couple years ago, I didn't get to. I was so excited to see the Braves play in Fenway for the first time. It was the first time I could go and afford it, and like I was literally flying there to go to a game and then flying home.
Oh wow!
And it was going to be my first time in Fenway, and I was so excited, because I like to go to the game. I like to keep score with the program, so that's my souvenir from that stadium.
Nice.
And as I'm like documenting the whole thing, and I'm on the tarmac in LA. This is 2 years ago, and the flight gets canceled.
Oh,
so bummed. And
that's the whole game gone.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
So nothing. I couldn't do anything, and I just resold my ticket, and so this year, I went to Fenway last year because we roasted Big Papi.
Right.
And I went to his, I roasted him, and then we went to his retirement game.
Right.
And my boyfriend's a huge Red Sox fan, so the fact that the Braves were playing the Red Sox was an easy way to get him to go.
And you were all decked out in Braves attire?
Of course.
Yes.
And we made it a trip to go see his family because it's a 2-hour train ride north of there to see his family. So it's kind of like a weekend of seeing his family and going to a game.
Had you met them before?
Yes.
Okay.
I met them before. And then when we were in Boston at the end of Game 6, Boston loses to Cleveland, and a friend of mine texts me and says, I see you're in Boston. I have Game 7 tickets. I can't go. Do you want them?
Wow.
I said, yeah, sure. My boyfriend's going to propose if I do this. So,
what a
so
great
we had to
weekend.
cut the trip short with his family, which was sad, but we got to go to Game 7. And
I'm sure they understand.
Yeah, they understood, sort of. His sister was pretty upset, but it is. But we got to see all of them.
It's Game 7.
I know, it's Game 7. And we got to see his nephews, who are just so adorable. And they were like, when is Uncle Chris and Uncle Sarah coming? They call me Uncle Sarah, which made my day. And, we had a great time visiting them. And his sister and her husband are just built a new house, so got to go see that. And his sister and my sister are like the same age. They're both math teachers.
Whoa.
Like they even look alike. Like they
That's
they're like,
crazy.
it's like they're both math teachers. I
Wow.
think I said that. And yeah,
We could get together and just talk over our heads.
It's kind of insane. Like they both married men who are younger. I mean,
Whoa.
it's crazy.
That's what are the
Yeah.
odds there?
Yeah.
I bet they could tell us.
Yeah, probably. So they get along really good, and so it was nice to see his family. And then we just took the train back and went to the game, and I started boozing on the train,
Woo!
which meant I fell asleep during halftime because I was pretty intoxicated.
What were you drinking?
I had bought on the way up. I had bought this watermelon vodka. I don't know.
Oh,
I was
hey,
just
that's not bad.
delicious.
That's a good summertime beverage.
Yeah, and I just normally would mix it with sparkling water, but Dunkin' Donuts makes these frozen watermelon slushies, so I was
Oh.
adding it.
Wow, that's a
And it
good
was
combo.
so good, and so I just started drinking lots of that
You
and
passed out at halftime.
passed out at halftime. Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I woke back up, but
Yeah,
the
yeah.
game was so
Dozed off.
boring and
I didn't
low
even,
scoring.
you know what? I'm not a basketball guy, so
Me neither.
I'm not even watching it.
Yeah,
But,
then
but
the
they
Celtics lost. Yeah.
yeah.
So my boyfriend was pretty upset, but I bought him a bunch of,
Yeah, he had
attire and yeah,
Was he
I got
getting-
him the
was-
tickets.
Was
so,
he drinking too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he is drinking like hard cider, so he was pacing himself. But yeah, I threw up for sure. Like I
Did you really?
yeah, it was
Oh,
like
no.
a whole drunken night for me. But the good thing is I didn't.
Where did you throw up though?
At the back of the hotel.
Okay, so
I was
not
like,
like
I don't feel
at the
good.
game. Okay.
No, I think I was too asleep to at the
Right.
game. But yeah, and then
Well,
we
that's a
ended
fun
up
trip,
catching
though.
an early flight home yesterday. So we got home and was able to work on the house, and
You got back last night.
we
Yesterday.
got back yesterday morning.
Oh wow.
So we were able to have like a little bit of a Memorial Day at home.
Okay, good. Oh yes, Happy Memorial Day.
Yeah. What did you do for the holiday?
I flew back last night. I got in here last night about midnight
From Tampa.
from Tampa. I had a Sunday night show in Tampa because Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah.
So then I got the latest flight I could out, which is my flight didn't leave till 9:30 p.m.
What?
Yeah.
You get the latest flight out, huh?
Well, because I have fun
yeah.
with the staff.
Uh-huh.
Like I hang out, and like if they're gonna go out, I'm going out.
Okay.
I've been going there for years. I know
Yeah.
a lot of them. So, and they did an open bike show after that show Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. I
So,
remember them doing that when
yeah.
I was there. Yeah.
So I like to hang out with other comics and talk to them and let them buy me drinks.
Hello. Yeah.
So that's fun. But yeah, oh my God. So two things: Spirit Airlines.
Oh, no. Did
Don't
you
do it.
No.
It's
I would never.
I didn't know it was that bad.
Oh, you have to pay for your carry-on,
Oh
right?
God, that's the nickel and dime you most airline there is. I used to think Southwest was bad. Southwest has stepped up their game. Now Spirit's the new Greyhound of the skies.
Oh,
It's not even really so much. I get the nickel and dime stuff. I understand that. Like that's your thing. That's what you're doing to make money. Fine.
Mm-hmm.
And you can buy a big seat, and it's like a first class seat, but you don't get the first class stuff. It's just two
like
seats.
something to drink.
You have to pay for it. First class it's free. Most airlines, drink is
Yeah.
alcohol's free, but here everything you got to pay for everything. But like, yeah. Oh
Even
my
a
God.
drink you have to pay for on like water.
You pay for
everything.
water, soda, carry on, and you know how if you check a bag, it can't be over 50 pounds. And if they do, they'll charge you. Theirs is 40 pounds.
Oh my god!
I mean, they thought of everything,
they get you on the price.
and it's not so much that I get that's their thing, but it's the people
yeah.
who actually are on Spirit
on
Airlines.
the flight.
There was this girl behind me.
oh.
You talk about loud talking, right?
Oh god, that's the worst.
I had my earphones
Mm-hmm.
on watching a movie. I could still hear her. I was actually saying out loud, not at her, just out loud. So hopefully she was like, "Shut up,
oh my god.
quiet." I said quiet like three, but no one cares. So yeah, screw Spirit Airlines.
Oh yeah. See,
Not a fan.
the best thing that I ever did years ago. Eric Griffin told me, pick one airline and stick with it. Like,
Who'd you pick?
I picked Delta.
Yeah, Delta's
so
great.
I literally don't book any other airline.
Yeah.
I might have to take a
Like if-
layover. I don't
right.
care. Like it's
That's
just
the
gonna
only
be-
reason I chose Spirit was because it was the only direct flight.
Yep.
I'm started getting tired of layovers.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. But I'm not quite at the point where, like Segura was like, why would I just, he told me the other day, he's like, I'll just buy a first class ticket on direct whatever. And I'm like, well, I'm not buying a first class ticket, like I have to get upgraded.
We get it, Tom. You're successful.
Yeah. But, I get upgraded all the time. So it makes that layover way easier. And I bought a membership to the Sky Club.
Boom.
So
that's fun. It makes traveling. I same here, but I'm American. I have chosen American because Charlotte. It goes to Charlotte a lot, and that's my parents live. So I'm the same way with that. With American, I joined their Sky Club too, the Admirals Club.
Oh yeah, that place is nice. That's what we took with Chris because Chris is an American all the way with his work, and so we went through the Admiral. And we were on a brand new plane going to and from Boston. It was
nice.
I watched
Delta's really nice though.
Yeah. Oh, I watched. I think you said you watched this too, but I watched Evil Genius.
Evil Genius. That's the only thing that made that flight good. Was the fact that I could watch 4 episodes. It was a long flight, Tampa to LA.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I got all 4 of them.
You watched all 4,
I binged it. Well, I had to download it because they don't have Wi-Fi on Spirit Airlines.
No, of course they don't.
So I thank God Netflix, you can download stuff and have it on your iPad. So I did that. And I loved it. Evil Genius. Crazy, crazy story. You guys have to watch this.
It's
what are your thoughts?
Documentary about people might remember the pizza delivery guy in Erie, Pennsylvania, who had a bomb strapped around his neck and was forced to rob a bank. And
that alone, that's a headline.
That's a crazy headline.
Right.
But be aware, just so you know, I was not aware that they were going to show him exploding.
Oh my God.
I was like...
That made me mad.
That made me mad that there was no... I don't want to see that. Yeah.
But I remember I was anticipating. I'm like, I bet it's going to happen. I bet it's going to show it.
Yes.
I go, well, it's Netflix. They could do anything.
That is.
I'm like, oh, gosh, I should probably look away. Bam!
Right.
I'm like, I did not want to see that.
It is fascinating how... I was completely intrigued because the lead suspect, the lady who they talk about, who's the picture on the cover of the
artwork for the
artwork, Marjorie. Marjorie Deal Armstrong is her name.
Yep.
And boy, oh boy, she completely admits to being bipolar or whatever, but she's definitely much more than that. She's like manic, bipolar. She's a hoarder. She's like, and she talks and talks and talks and talks and talks, which is the manic. Yeah, master manipulator. And also, but, the police and the cops, here's some spoiler alerts so you guys can fast forward if you want. But like the police and the cops, they just bungled everything. And they just had them running in circles.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Because there was sort of a, what do you call that? Oh, gosh. When you go to look for stuff. Wild goose chase. No, scavenger hunt.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they had sort of set up
chase. For different people and like.
My God. And the Duplass brothers did this, and they are so good at telling a story.
Yes.
I mean, from the very get-go, you get to learn about Marjorie first.
Yes.
And her background. Mm-hmm. And then, because I forgot about the pizza guy.
Yeah, I completely forgot. And then they were talking about it, and I was like, oh, I remember when this happened. Yeah. Because it was, 2003, I guess. Or maybe later than that, 2007.
I was just in Erie, Pennsylvania.
You were?
Yes. And I didn't know that. I forgot all about I wish I would have known so I could have brought that up to the crowd.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get some pizza from Mamma Mia's. That's where they worked.
Oh, is that where they worked?
Mamma Mia's Pizza is where the pizza guy worked. Anyway, you want a good binge-worthy docu-series, you can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong.
With Evil Genius.
Yeah, so I was talking to my boyfriend's mom. So his mom's boyfriend, John, was state police in Pennsylvania.
Oh.
And he was retired after this happened, but he knew a lot of he knew some of the men on there and some of the people. Wow. He was just like, he was so angry watching it, like how, so we were talking about it, and I told him about Finders Keepers.
Oh,
so
good.
He's so excited to watch that.
He hasn't seen it yet. Okay, I want to get his opinion when he gets done.
And then I told him to watch Wild Wild Country, which I think you said you just watched too. Yes. That's about the Rajneesh cult that was in Oregon in the 80s.
Again, Duplass brothers.
Was that
production.
them too?
Yes. They're killing the docuseries.
They are killing that then, because another great Netflix series, true story. It's 4 parts again.
I think it might be longer.
Okay.
I think it may be 5 or 6, maybe 4. But it's, I mean, so good. Each episode's over an hour. You're right. It's about these Hare Krishna type, Mooney type people who go to this tiny town in Oregon, and they basically want to start their own little commune. And they slowly take over the town. The townspeople don't like it, and they butt heads, and then it gets crazy.
And wow, I mean, also it just shows you, like, definitely there are people in that. I mean, this documentary has been out for a few months, so you should have seen it by now. But like, it just shows you that, like, even though these people were so much about free love and sharing the wealth, it was kind of, they grew their own food.
Right.
They all wore red colors or purple or whatever, and
they just laughed and danced and had a good time.
Dance, but by God, that religion had a lot of money, and it was insane how many jets they had and Bentleys. The Supreme guy did, I mean, the higher ups in any of those things, you think like, oh, here's a religion that's all about love and people, and it's not about money. It is always about money. It's always about money.
Yeah, and as peaceful as they claim to be.
Yes.
They got a little less peaceful.
Yes.
Which I thought was amazing. Interesting.
Lots of weapons. Weapons on weapons.
They're like, well, no. Jesus said turn the other cheek. We're not Jesus.
No, yeah.
They
were very adamant.
You start it, we'll finish it, by God.
They were prepared to go to war with the town.
Yeah. And that one lead, the girl, I forgot her name, the one.
Ma'anan Sheila.
Yes. I liked her.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I mean, she's great in this. She's an actress. She did really good. I was very convinced. She was actually herself.
I really liked her. I mean, I know she was.
There were times where I was on her side, and I really liked her.
For sure.
And this is why the Duplass brothers are good at this, because I even changed my mind later on her. But she's cute, too.
Oh,
I thought she was a cutie.
Like, even like the one, like the sweet lady with the short great hair, who was like so quiet, you know, when she's telling her story, and then she's turns out to do something crazy, and you're like, what?
There's that one girl they're talking to with a big smile, the really pretty one.
Not the doctor's wife.
Not the doctor's wife. No, I'm talking. Oh, that's crazy too.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's a real. The Godfather is involved somehow.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Yeah. The lawyer guy was great. He was...
Lawyer guy is amazing. I like him a lot.
He was really great. He was really smart. He really still cared deeply about the religion and what they were trying to do. And what they were trying to do was completely fine.
I was on their side.
Amazing.
For the most part.
If somebody had tried to do that nowadays, like they never would have been persecuted the way that they are. But it was just... too much free love and free spirit coming into a small town that didn't understand that kind of a religion that wasn't Christianity.
But it came down to, I think the crux of it, the one girl said it, it basically was your garden variety girl being jealous of another girl.
Absolutely. That's what ruined everything.
She said it, like, that when she said take the flowers, no, take all the flowers, that was the Hare Krishna guy, and the other girl got jealous of that because she was the closest one, apparently. But, oh, my God, so good. I don't want to spoil any more. But you guys, do yourself a favor. If you're a Netflix person, get on that. Check out Wild Wild Country and Evil Genius. I can't wait to see what else the Duplass brothers are doing. I'm in.
Yeah. Are you watching anything else right now?
No.
I'm watching Godless.
Okay.
Godless.
That's
I'm like halfway
with,
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Woo!
Is it a series?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was just a movie.
7 parts or 8 part series.
Oh, okay, good.
Woo.
All right, I'll check that out.
It's brutal but good.
I like that.
And then I just finished 7 Seconds, which is Regina King, and it's about cops in New York and the death of a young boy, and it is.
Is that a series?
It's another series, 7 episodes. Incredible
not
acting.
a documentary, but
nope.
Okay.
Acting. It's all like incredible acting. I'm on the Screen Actors Guild nominating committee this year.
Okay.
So I've been watching so much stuff just in anticipation of that.
Any big names in that one?
In the 7 Seconds? Regina King is in it, and so she's kind of like the biggest name in it.
Okay. I do watch HBO a lot. I've been watching Westworld.
You have, and
I love it. You don't
really?
like it? You don't
I hear,
like it?
like.
Are people dogging it?
Well, they're saying that this season it just doesn't make any sense.
It is all over the map. I'll give you that.
I stopped understanding it halfway through last season.
Yeah.
And I tried to watch the season finale of last season to get ready for this year's season,
yeah.
and I just couldn't even follow the season finale.
Well, you know what?
And I was like, forget it.
It is. It's one of those shows you got to pay attention to every little thing. You can't just relax and be on your phone and watch this one. You got to watch everything.
Yeah.
Because they go back and forth in time. They go back and forth to different parts of the park, and it's just insane. But I enjoy that. I do like it. Now, I stopped watching Game of Thrones because of that very reason as well.
Oh, really?
That was too much for me.
No, yeah. See, I'm still fat. I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because there were like 1,000 stories going off at once. On Game of
I
Thrones.
don't remember any of their names. Yeah. But my boyfriend, I'm thinking about rewatching all of them leading up to the new season, which doesn't come out until next year anyway. So
yeah.
It's
Oh, I got to tell you this too. I just thought of this. So I was in Tampa, Florida.
okay.
All right, I'm at the airport. It's Memorial Day. It's Monday, and I saw probably one of the best Memorial Day shirts I've ever seen. It is.
Did it say
I'm being sarcastic?
Back to back. Oh,
I mean, it's good. It's totally. It's more of the 4th of July shirt. By the way, I mean, I love America, but how many? We got Veterans Day, Memorial's Day, 4th of July. Let's get a couple more in there. Yeah. I mean, this guy had on it was a tank top that just
already winning.
Yeah, it's so Florida.
At the airport, a tank top on an airplane.
Yes,
and a man.
And jean shorts, which is fine. But his wasn't
Says
ironic.
You, who's always wearing jean
shorts. His wasn't
shorts.
ironic. And his bag was a grocery bag. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. And but with clothes in it, I could see them.
Of course.
And then just on the front, it just said USA, all caps. And then on the back, it was a cape of the American flag. A cape sewn into the tank top.
No,
I
into
swear
the
to
tank
God.
top.
Yes. It's on my Instagram. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, yes.
That is
Best Memorial Day wardrobe I saw that day.
my favorite USA shirt is where it says World War I, World War II, back-to-back champs.
Yeah.
Those are always
I've
my
seen
favorite.
that. I like that.
But man, wearing a tank top on an airplane as a human man.
Right. And he's
Like,
a big
first
guy.
of all-
He's a big dude. You can imagine. I mean, he's not a skinny
that is
guy.
just so. You are so hot.
Yeah.
That's a guy that is never like the air AC is never down low enough for that guy. It reminds me of like when there's like this big guy. It was like maybe it was like the middle of the season. It was a Green Bay game, and it was like a whiteout. Like it was snowing so hard.
Yeah.
And a player got hurt like the beginning of the game. This big old guy comes driving out in a golf cart to pick the guy up.
Right.
Had to be carted off.
Yeah.
He's wearing a Green Bay sweatshirt, a big, like a toboggan, and shorts.
Of course.
Like that guy.
He's never cold either.
No. Hot.
You know
it's
what?
hot in here.
It's high cholesterol.
Yeah.
It's high blood pressure and high triglycerides.
Your body's
is
working
always hot.
so hard. That's why it's hot.
Right.
Because it's working nonstop
Yeah.
to keep you breathing in and out.
Yeah.
Like that guy definitely talks with marbles in his mouth. Like, Let's get you onto the cart. Those guys that just like.
Yeah, there's so much stuff going on in their body that they can't even vocalize.
Yeah,
they can't talk right. Like
that's
myself.
tough. That's tough.
But I saw that and I had to share that with you. That's on my Instagram if you want to go look at
I
it.
hate when people wear flip flops on the plane too. That drives me nuts.
That doesn't bother me, but what I'm thinking like this. I always wear my dad's shoes. Okay. These Nike tennis shoes, generic brand. Nothing
they
special.
look like cross trainers.
Like cross train. I've had them probably over almost 10 years, maybe. The running shoes, and I wear these because they're comfortable. And if some shit goes down at an airport on a plane, you don't want to run in flip flops.
No,
you got to have some running shoes.
right.
to run towards the gunman or away.
You got to hightail it.
You got to hightail it, is right. So for that reason alone, I won't wear flip-flops at the airport. Plus, everybody's got roller bags. That shit's going to roll over my damn toes.
Yeah.
Someone's going to do it.
I don't like flip-flops because inevitably you're going to slip those off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do
and
that.
the bottom of your feet's going to be nasty.
And it's
I'm going to have to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or, and I don't like wearing jeans on the plane, so I never wear jeans. They're not comfortable enough.
Yeah.
But I'll wear sweatpants, but they're cool, trendy.
Sure.
I don't like it when people wear
pajamas.
Pajama pants.
Yeah, walk around with a pillow.
Yeah. Okay.
Grow up.
Okay.
Jesus.
We're not camping.
I know. And it's not even a red-eye flight. What are you doing?
A little. Okay. If you're under the age of
right.
8.
Let's put an age on it. Okay, 8. Okay.
10. I don't
hear
think
that?
so.
From
10,
now on,
you're an asshole.
If you're 10 and
No.
we see you at the airport in pajamas,
Yeah.
minus points for right there.
You were going in the overhead compartment.
That's right.
But
Yeah.
man, this we got on the early flight coming back from Boston too, and it wasn't a full flight, and we each got a whole row to ourselves.
Oh, that's the best.
And I laid down, and I was asleep the whole flight.
Oh,
I
good.
laid all the way down. It was
on a
so great.
a brand new plane too.
Brand new plane. Direct flight from Boston to LA.
No, I dream of that. That's better than first class.
Oh yeah. I
mean,
was like a first class. Well, honestly,
unless
this
you
is
have the
gonna
ones that lay all the way down.
Yeah.
I've had those too.
Those are
nice.
the best.
Yeah.
I got upgraded to that on the way to Hawaii one time, and that's 7-hour flight, so that was so nice. But this is going to sound awful. But if I need to sleep, I don't like getting upgraded to first class because I can't lean against the window. There's a bigger gap.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's a big gap between the seat and the window.
Yes.
So you can't just lean right over and hit the window like you can in coach.
And it's that, and also because it's a different size chair, it's not. The window is placed at a different
the window
spot, so where your head might normally nuzzle nicely in the window. It's not.
Which
You
is
can't
nice
even do
and
that.
cool too.
Yeah. I agree. Look at our first world white people problems.
I know. But
no, this is going great. I went to last year for 4th of July. I went to London, England, and took a Virgin Atlantic flight.
Oh, those are nice. Yeah.
Very nice. I don't get to fly those that often, but again, it must have been a Wednesday or Tuesday that we went because there was nobody on the plane. Got a whole middle section to myself. And that's
that's 5 seats across.
That's 5
sometimes.
seats, yeah. I made a nest. Like I got.
What do you mean you made a nest?
Like I gathered a bunch of blankets and pillows, and I put the pillows in between the seats, and I put the blankets on top of that. So it's like I made like a little couch, and then I popped some Ambien, and I was Audi 5000, man. Wake me up when we get there. Yeah. That was great.
And
that was a long flight. That was like, 12 hours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wake up for food, which is great, and then go back to sleep.
I love it when they leave food. It makes me.
I know. I get so happy.
And I'm like, Chris was in the row in front of me, which was the bulkhead. So he actually couldn't lay down, but he was fine. He was watching something. And I wake up and there's just a little pack of cookies down by where my feet were.
Oh, yeah?
Like they had just been
just a little something for you.
When you wake up, here's some Biscoff cookies. I'm sure you miss these.
Yeah.
You could.
You're going to be upset if you don't get your Biscoffs. Oh, my God. I do love that. I've done this one before. I've thought about it. I didn't do it, but the thought crossed my mind. Okay. And sorry, ladies and gentlemen, we're sorry for talking too much airplane and first class stuff, but we're bonding right now. This is good stuff.
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I'm laughing. So
I'm having
a good time. I think other people will be.
On American Airlines, when you get upgraded to first, the first thing that they'll do is bring you some warm nuts.
Oh,
like they'll heat it up.
If it's a long flight, yeah.
They'll heat it up. There'll be like almonds and cashews and some pecans in there, and I like it because it's warm and it's really good. But I don't like cashews.
When they're warm or just in general?
All.
Oh, really? What's wrong with you?
I know.
You're a band.
I'm an almond guy and a pecan guy. I do not like cashews. They're too
What about chestnuts? Do you like those?
on my chin.
Just kidding.
Wait,
In your condo.
I don't think I probably do. I'm probably okay. I like hazelnuts are good. I like Brazilian nuts.
You like Brazilian nuts?
I do. Yeah,
The big giant
big ones. Yeah. But cashews, something about them that I don't like the way they're shaped. I don't like that they're a little oily. They're
The
greasy.
way that they're shaped.
I don't like them. They're just weird to me.
Oh man.
So what I'll do is I'll pick around, and when I'm done eating, you'll just see a bunch of cashews left over there. Right now, I've been hungry lots of times on these flights, and it takes them a while to get the food out. And there's nuts right next to me. My seat partner, the person next to me, is asleep, and they're not eating them nuts. I'm like, I don't want them to go to waste. Do I take his nuts? I didn't do it. I thought about just taking them.
You could just switch your cashews because everybody likes cashews.
Most people
aren't
make a
assholes.
deal. Yeah. I don't know why. What's your least favorite nut?
The Brazil nut.
You don't like Brazilian nuts?
No, those giant.
Why? Because of the size?
They don't taste good. They taste bitter to me.
Well, if they're salty, they're fine.
No, they're not.
You don't
They
like
still taste like bitter, salty
What do you-
nuts.
Oh, the innuendos are flying around.
Yeah.
What
There's just so many.
What about what about hazelnuts?
Oh, I love hazelnuts.
I do too.
Oh, that's what Nutella is.
Is it really?
Chocolate with hazelnuts.
Okay, yeah.
That's the Toblerone.
Oh boy.
That's everything.
All right. Look
Hazelnut.
at this.
Hazelnuts by themselves.
They're good. I like
I
them.
like a macadamia nut.
Oh, Hawaiian nuts. Yeah. I only get those in Hawaii. Yeah, they're all over. Roseanne Barr actually had her own macadamia nut farm.
Roseanne Barr's nuts.
I think she's going to go right back
I
there.
think she's going to need that job.
Maybe we should wrap this one up and tease the next one. Maybe with some Roseanne Barr action, or do you want to cover this real quick?
I think we should cover it real
I
quick
think so too, because it'll be long gone, old news by the time.
Yeah, you have a Dusty Slay interview, one that's coming up.
Yeah.
next
So we just found this happened today. Roseanne Barr got fired because she tweeted
week. Her show got canceled.
her show got canceled.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not just her getting fired.
Everybody
it's
got
everybody on the show.
Everybody got fired. And
Lost
everybody
the
was
job.
making so much money on that show because it was such a
It's a huge hit.
huge hit.
Gigantic hit.
Yeah.
They were making $250,000 an episode.
Yes.
And then that's gone now.
It's a lot of people out of work.
That's gone now because she tweeted something stupid. And hey,
Again.
Twitter has consequences, people. Yeah, you can't just be. I mean, I'd get a free speech and all, but I'm for that. But like, you gotta be smart. You can't compare someone to an ape.
No.
That's old school, nasty racism
She called
right there.
Yeah, that is like
You can't do that.
And also, and listen, people are gonna say that it's because it's Hollywood making an example of her,
Right.
But it doesn't matter if anybody is racist. Your show's getting canceled.
Exactly.
If Kevin James did that, his show's canceled. Tim Allen does that, canceled.
I mean,
You know?
what was she thinking? I mean, she had to know.
She's just.
Do you think she's nuts for real? I think she is.
She might have a little bit of a mental problem, or it's like medication. I'm not really
Right.
sure.
It might be a
she
mixture.
really alienated a lot of people, and Wanda Sykes leaving was a really big deal.
That happened.
First of all, Wanda Sykes leaves your show is not going to be nearly as funny.
Right.
Whitney had already left as the showrunner.
Oh, she
I
did?
knew that.
I didn't know that.
Whitney told me that a few.
What before this?
Oh yeah, Whitney left like a month ago.
Why? Do you know why?
Because she wasn't getting to be the showrunner. She wasn't getting to make decisions.
Okay.
And you have to.
It proves what I've always kind of thought. Like she's certifiably nuts. I think.
Well, she had a lot of issues at the end of the show the last time.
Yep.
And
Right.
a lot of writers
I wonder if it's a little bit.
got fired. So many people quit and got fired on that show originally. And what sucks now is that so many people are out of a job, and it's not easy to get a second season on any show in Hollywood. And these people got it, and it was so exciting, and it was so exciting for people who are like me, who are always kind of in the middle when it comes to politics, where it's like I'm not on one side
Right.
or the other both
Sure,
feet in.
there's
More
pros and cons to
socially-
both.
More socially than anything, I'm liberal, but
When it comes to my money, I'm a little bit conservative.
Yeah,
Other than
pretty
that,
much.
I'm pretty much liberal.
Yeah. I pay 40% in taxes, so I'm pretty conservative when it comes to money.
I like to keep my.
I like to keep that, but yeah. So that's just like that's the worst part.
It's almost like she's self-sabotaging in a way. Like she kind of wanted it to end, maybe. Like, secretly, maybe deep down, she's like, too much work, or I'm tired of this, or it's not going like I want, or something. She's unhappy and just.
Definitely
I don't know why you would
unhappy.
do that.
Definitely unhappy.
Unhappy.
And I'm sad. My friend Morgan Murphy is a writer on that show. And just as a writer, you're always second seat. Like that's just
right.
Your pension, like it helps so much. And Writers Guild is those jobs are really difficult to get and to keep. And
I've watched the first episode this year, and I thought, well, that's interesting. They're doing All in the Family, Archie Bunker type format, which I get. It worked, big hit, but I never watched it to begin with.
Oh, see, I
never watched
it. Huge fan growing up. I watched every episode growing up.
All my friends were. I didn't like her. Yeah. Something about her voice just got on my nerves.
She was one of my favorite comedians when I was growing up. And
I know she's a Comedy Store person too, and I should probably shouldn't say that, but I was never a fan. But
no,
most
okay.
people
You're
are
allowed to say that. Yeah. I mean, it's everybody. We like different kinds of music, and people like different kinds of movies. And
you
I was the same age as Becky when I was growing up, and I learned. She was like my second mom. It's like I learned. When Becky was going through her period, I was going through that. When she was going through boys, I was going through that. And so it was almost like vicariously how my mom talked to me about, like Roseanne brought it up, and then we would have to finish the conversation,
That's good for
difficult.
that.
Yeah. And, I think John Goodman might be one of my favorite actors ever.
I love John Goodman.
I liked what they were doing this year with the show and the son. He was, dressed like a girl.
They were doing all kinds
great.
of social issues.
It was really, really bringing to light a lot of things that I thought were very important for people on both sides to understand.
Definitely, it was good for getting families to talk about the certain situations that are in the news and all that kind of stuff. And it started a dialogue, and that was great. But you blew it.
You blew it.
You had it, and you let it go.
Yeah.
Stupid Twitter. She said she's going to delete her account, but too late.
Well, honestly, if you're over the age of 50, don't be on Twitter anyway, because nobody, you're probably gonna, slip out a word like Oriental, and nobody wants to hear you say stuff like that when you ain't talking about a rug.
Listen, you're not going to be grandfathered in just because you're over 50.
Yeah, sorry.
Right? So you're probably going to lose a job.
Yeah.
So get off the Twitter. In fact, don't even have a smartphone. In fact, don't even take pictures. It takes you forever to take pictures.
Just listen to our podcast and then go to bed.
That's right. And rate, review, subscribe, and share, or at least tell your children how to do it for you. Give us a bunch of thumbs up. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, know that Sarah and I love you, and we hope you're having a great Friday. And happy Friday.
Happy Friday, everybody.
And the radio up, I like to see sunrise, see the love in my woman's eyes, feel the touch of my precious child, and know a mother's love.